couldn't see because I was, oh, got it. Let's see, are we successfully streaming yet?
We got a notification.
Hey, we're live. Okay, cool. Should be live. Yeah, there we are.
Okay, I don't see us, but I will take your word for it.
It's saying that we're live. Hold on. Let's see.
Yep, I just got my.
Ah, there we go.
Okay, cool. Yeah, cool. So we are playing the new Mothership, which has only right now been available to backers in PDF.
Correct. So this is the Kickstarter version of Mothership. According to the Kickstarter updates, this is pretty much finished, except for minor
The X's.
editings and stuff like that, right? So, but at least it's meant to be the most up-to-date rule set with the revised version of the Gradient Descent adventure module. And so the only caveat I think we have to give is that we just read the rules in the last 24 hours, and I tried to cram as much of the module into my brain as I could, but it's going to be a rocky ride. So, strap yourselves in. As I mentioned to you guys, you are basically desperate people working for this mercenary organization named the Echelon Group, and you're starving for money. And so that you have taken a contract with these people to salvage certain artifacts from an abandoned facility known as the Cloud Bank Synthetics. What is it? Cloud Bank Synthetics station, I guess. Or
Production
factory. Facility. There we go.
Yep.
Production facility. And well, you've been gathered, given some equipment, and are presently riding on a ship approaching the station known as, more colloquially, as the Deep. You have a pilot who has familiarity with this station. His name is Arkady. And Arkady says to you, we've just passed the blockade. When the station was abandoned some time ago, a blockade was set up by company. They don't want to destroy facility, but facility is contaminated. The local AI called Monarch seems to have taken over everything. There were deaths involved. People evacuated the place, but Monarch is still active. You can see some lights in several areas of station, but company does not want people going in and out. Fortunately for everyone involved, bribery still functions with private contractors, so we have been given access to the facility.
Excellent. What's how do you spell the name of this AI?
Monarch, MONARCH.
Like the butterfly.
Ah,
Right.
excellent.
So, be advised, you're not the only people coming and going from station. Other people bribe as well. It seems Monarch keeps producing new technologies. And so multiple companies are vying to get their hands on experimental technologies produced in facility.
Interesting.
It reminds me of diving, free diving for sunken treasure. So we call it the Deep. We call people who go in divers. Be also advised, although we have bribed the blockade, there is company of troubleshooters. They go in periodically, shoot up the place, make sure nothing is going out of facility that is not allowed. And so risk is mitigated, but not eliminated. These troubleshooters are trouble. Big armor, big guns. Best avoided. So who is in charge of this outfit here? And so the shuttle has like capacity for, let's say, 10 people, right? So I guess we can have your 3 characters and 6 backups just in case.
I've got 2 or 3 of my own. So
Yep.
Yeah.
I've got two in waiting.
We have the 2 names for the 2 next ones, which is the hardest part. Generating them will be easy.
Yes. So Barrett Mulligan, describe your character briefly. So that was a little bit.
Yeah, Barrett Mulligan. He's a hacker. He's a computers guy. He's really kind of created his own demise. He's not a really likable guy. He's kind of a jerk, and a little cocky, but he's competent. He knows what he's doing, but he really doesn't want to be here. He's just hard up. He doesn't, he's got nothing else going on for him. And, you got to pay for air. You got to pay for water. Life in space is hard. You got to do something. And so, here he is, last venture completely went bust. So, he's not friends with everybody. Not a terrible person, but just,
And you're what kind of a character again?
a teamster.
Teamster. There we go.
Teamster, so skilled in tech, so and attacking. So that's
Please don't go on strike on us.
I'm not gonna go strike. And he's got the submachine gun, which will, if should things go bad, he's like pretty convinced that that'll, help until somebody really knows what the hell they're doing.
All right. How about Mr. Max Olmos?
All right, so Max is a former space marine, so he's he kind of looks like a regular human mutt, dark hair and a crew cut, dark eyes, European mutt colored skin. Nobody really knows where he is, although he has a Spanish last name and he talks with a slight accent maybe. So he's scarred. He wears a patch on his fatigues that's 2 cross revolvers that say "Cowboy Up," and usually he's toying with something in his pocket, and you guys have seen it. It's a set of brass knuckles that he keeps kind of like looking at it and toys with that. And he doesn't talk much other than to the other 2 ex-Marines and the former Marines and the crew, and it looks like they talk like they're related, even though they look nothing alike. When other than that, he's kind of being kind of stoic and not talking much. He's maybe 6'1" and athletic. He's not like a huge guy, but he's usually during the trip beating away at an improvised heavy bag, and in his gear he has some sort of heavy looking armor and weapons.
Excellent. How about Chad?
So Chad's a dude who's been working it, grinding, trying to stay alive, pay for air. He's been around the block a couple times. He knows how machines work. He knows how machines break. He knows how to hit that in-between mark just to get the job done.
Excellent.
And yeah, he's a teamster as well.
Cool.
And
Okay.
isn't afraid to tell people when they're stupid.
That's always important. So Arcady, the pilot, he flips some switches and you can hear the hum of the engines, right, as you're headed toward the facility out in space. And let's show it, share screen. And so, oh wait, there we go. So as I mentioned, this is the general layout. This is what you see out the viewport, right? The facility itself. And you have had some maps provided to you. And specifically, you have a schematic of the entire facility provided to you by Echelon. And Echelon has also provided some possible objectives for you guys. And so for the benefit of the people at home, I will recapitulate, right? To independent contractor Echelon Group, retrieve as many as possible of the following items. Images will be attached to aid in recognition of the items. Number 1, 2 small black boxes with universal ports labeled E33, located at area F3.1, which is floor 3.1, room 34E. So I have marked this on the map right here. Let me zoom it in.
Yeah.
The estimated value for retrieval of this item is 3 mega credits, which,
Doggy.
just in case, it's 3 million credits. Possible second objective is an experimental vacuum suit labeled Q36, located at area F3.5 at room 49I, which has been marked here. As you can see, that's the disassembly yard. The estimated value for retrieval of this item is 2 mega credits. And finally, there's a third item, the microfilm canister containing a microfilm labeled Epoch 002. It's located at area F3.6, room 50C. And so it is this one this here. It is estimated value for retrieval is 1 mega credit. The contractor, which is you, has full discretion and responsibility to perform risk analysis and determine the order of retrieval and routes. If the described objectives cannot be extracted, other artifacts may be pursued at your discretion and compensation will be determined on an ad hoc basis. Note that the monetary value estimates are in good faith and are contingent upon inspection of the items and will depend on the condition of the items at the time of delivery. And this is what you've been given. So Arcady pulls up a schematic, the same schematic you have, of the facility, and leans over it and says, so there are several entry points into facility. They are marked in red in the schematic. Where are you thinking of going in?
Well, my vote was to go in the airlock nearest to room 51F. So I guess that's on floor 3.7. We have to go through about 10 rooms to get to the main objective that way.
3.7 quality assurance.
Yeah, it's quality assurance. Way the hell up there.
You looked at the airlock on engineering, floor 6. Looks like there's an elevator you could take.
Engineering and support. Yes, there is elevator there.
Mhm.
It takes you up.
Take that
Engineering and
elevator
support.
straight to 50A.
Yep.
A couple of rooms away.
It's the elevator? Oh, okay, I saw the maintenance shaft or the ventilation shaft. I didn't see the elevator. Then again, what are you laughing at?
So you're saying here,
Mhm.
go through 58D and then take elevator from 58G all the way to 50A over here. It is possible. It is engineering, shipping, receiving power, and then you move on to storage level, which is 3.6.
Okay.
3.7 is quality assurance, also has 2 entrances. This is where androids are tested and trained. Of course, it is risky. Everything is risky in the deep. Why don't I take you to visitor center, floor number 1, reception, habitation. You know, you can scrounge around, maybe get yourself some small artifacts. There's bound to be stuff laying around. Come on, it's too dangerous to go down there.
Listen, I gotta pay rent. I gotta find a place to live. Never mind that. I'm gonna live in Echelon bunk forever. We're gonna go. We're gonna go big. Go in, get it done, get the hell out of there.
I'm with
That's why they brought
Barry
us
on
around.
this.
Look, I
What's
get
that?
paid. I get paid either way. So you guys tell me.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it unless you think there's some kind of defense drone or something at that entrance. I think we're good to go. That looks like primo spot to come in, get our job, hit all of our objectives. Unless you know something we don't know.
No, I don't go in facility anymore. Too
Have
crazy.
you heard it? Have you been shuttling anybody that does and has?
Not for a while now, but I am not only shuttle service. Other people bribe. Other people go in. Most people come back out. Most of the time. Most are okay. But I don't go in there anymore. Place is haunted. Between the androids and the ghosts and everything in there,
Wait a second, ghosts?
ghosts. I know it's difficult to understand. It's difficult to believe, but
No, it's not difficult to understand. They go boo, and they're not real.
okay. Like your attitude, cowboy. Just be careful in there, okay? So, room 58D. You understand map marks different scale. It is schematic. It is not real architecture plans. So everything is to scale. Light rooms like 58D and 58G and stuff like that are industrial scale. Big rooms take time to traverse. So just be careful.
Then all the more reason we go an easy way so we get in there quicker.
Well, just know that some places have light, some places have dark. Most places have oxygen. You should be okay to breathe. But some place open to vacuum. So you would need vac suit.
Well, fortunately, the company gives us vac suits and vac boots and oxygen, so we should be okay.
Mhm.
If you say so. Let me adjust trajectory. 1 second. And so he goes and basically lines up. And I'm going to highlight this area again just so we can see the layout of the map. That looks good, right?
Mhm.
Yep.
Mhm.
Perfect.
All right. And so at the red mark is where the dock itself is and connects to 58D. As you approach, it becomes painfully obvious that this is an open structure. As he said, it is industrial scale, so it's enormous. We're talking an enormous room. It's gargantuan. It's open to space, right? So it's obviously in vacuum. There is no regular lights, but you can see light strips of and what you recognize as emergency lighting noted. You can see multiple things strapped to the sides of this essentially rectangular opening, right? And as Arcadia approaches, he says it's open to vacuum. We'll cycle airlock in this craft. I will stay here as long as I can. If troubleshooters come around, I may have to leave for a while.
Don't forget about the ghost, my dude.
No. And so, yeah. But
question.
Needless to say, there's no gravity at this section of the. Yeah.
Question. I'm assuming that short range comms would only work inside the station, that if we wanted to reach Arcady, somebody would need to have long range comms. Is that a correct assumption, or there's no way to?
That's
with him?
probably right. Honestly, I didn't check.
Sounds right to me, right? That's the difference between.
Yeah, that would make
In
sense.
this setting, short range comms probably lets you talk to people in the station and
Right,
long
right.
range to reach the ship.
And the problem is not so much distance as it's going to be bulkheads once you go inside, right? If you're out here,
Yeah.
of course, you as long as you're out in this area, you'll be able to talk to him. But once you go deeper than this, then it's going to be difficult.
Allows from ship to ship within a reasonable distance, as well as surface to surface within a dozen kilometers.
And
So
what
bad.
does long range say?
I'm not. Hold on. Long range comms, surface to ship communication.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
All right. So that means then that short range probably allows you to talk to the ship. So you probably be in contact.
Unless somebody uses a radio.
Yeah, that's true. Or if you get deep enough. And, yeah. Okay. So who goes first? He's at the inner dock of the airlock and pulls open the door.
All right. So Max is wearing a suit of advanced battle dress and carrying a big ass machine gun, and he has a submachine gun in a shoulder holster.
Nice.
So I turn on the lamp and I thought I'll go first.
Okay, so you go in through the airlock, and I guess it fits two at a time because it's a small ship. So who else is going in the first?
Well, Chad will step up.
All right. So you go in, the things cycle, lights come on.
See you on the inside, Barrett.
Air is drained out of the airlock, and the outer doors open. So of course everything is silent and you're in your vac suits. So no oxygen, no atmosphere, no gravity in this section. As you step off the ship and the airlock cycles to allow Mulligan to come through, you note that there are 6 shipping containers. So, some of them are closer to the far wall, what would be the actual entrance to the facility, right? There is an airlock that you can see at the far end of the wall, which is marked with this ± sign. Those mark airlocks. These black dots here mark bulkhead entrances, right? So there's presumably 2 additional chambers here, which may be accessed via those doors, right? But they don't look like airlocks, right? And so you also see a ship attached to the deck. It is, does anyone, well, yeah, you're all experienced operators in space, right? So you identify this craft as a tug, which is a small, very powerful ship. It has very strong drives, but it's not jump capable. And so, it fits about 8 people per craft, right? And so it's also secured to the deck, right? And with standard clamps, you can get inside the ship and release the clamps and take off, right? It should be no problem. But there's also the containers, right? And that's all you see.
I'm going through the airlock.
Mulligan, steps out. Is anybody else coming with you, or just the 3 of you? It's just a question, no pressure or anything.
Just the 3 of us.
All
Yeah,
right.
just the 3 of us.
All right. So what's the plan? Gonna go up to the airlock or what?
But wait, I do have a personal locator on me.
As do I. So that they
You do?
Yeah, so Arcady can see us from the ship. That's what that means.
Hmm.
So
Cool.
allows crew members at a control center or on the bridge of a ship to track the location of the wearer. So
Excellent.
Arcady can, if we go for another airlock and we can't talk to him, he can see where we are.
Okay, so his voice comes up in the comms. I should have loaded up the voice modulator thing, which is always fun. Voice comes up and says, "Getting good signals."
Okay, and I'm turning my body cam on too, so they can see what I'm seeing.
Right, and you got lamps, right?
Yeah,
Like,
I got a
so
flashlight,
you can see.
shoulder mounted
Eddie,
flashlight.
So you have a body cam. Does Chad have a body cam?
Chad does not have a body cam.
All right. So technically, Barrett, if you authorize it through my HUD, I can see through your camera too at need,
Sure.
through your body cam. So if you're in a different place, you can give perspective.
Yep.
Excellent. All right. So right now we're in the room, right?
Yes, and it's again a gargantuan
Gargantuan.
cargo
Craze.
space, right?
All right.
And I'm turning my Geiger counter on.
Yeah, cool. Right,
He's no
right.
fool.
So your magnetic boots are on, right? So you're clamped to the deck, right? So you're and so it's an enormous area and it takes some time to traverse. And as you're moving in, you see, you note, you know what? Let's roll a surprise. There's a way to roll surprise here. Hang on.
It's a fear check, right?
It's a fear check. That is correct. So everybody roll fear.
Okay.
Don't tell me it's a ghost, God. Oh, that's my best save thanks to my class. So that's
It'll be a negative. And it's worth, I think you,
You accumulate stress every time you fail
okay.
right.
that check. So
Fail.
all right. So give yourself one stress.
I
Right?
rolled a 21 out of 50, so
Excellent. How about Chad?
Chad rolled a 1.
0-1.
0-1.
That's
Ooh.
excellent.
Wait, hold on. Nope, I rolled the wrong dice.
Percentile.
I rolled a panic dice. Okay, 20 out of 31.
nice.
Cool. All right. So coming out of two different points in the cavernous room, right? It's walking around the crates, and that's why you didn't see them. But all of a sudden, you notice these figures, and they look like people, but they have no faces, right? So the faces are sort of in the shape of a human head, but there's no mouth, there's no eyes, and there's only a rudimentary, appearing nose and ears, and no spacesuit on. So immediately you recognize these as androids, and they are bearing machine guns in their hands. And so immediately they see you and start positioning themselves to fire. And so you guys go first. There's 3 of them, and they are spread out.
So wait a second. The rule book says avoid violence at all costs.
Yeah.
That's true. It does.
That's like the first piece of advice.
Yeah.
What the hell? And so like these maggots are making running really difficult. In fact, almost impossible, I imagine.
All right. So get to cover is what I'm going to say. And
Yeah.
because as I understand it, And sorry for people watching because
New game, yeah, new game.
New
So we
game.
got to figure
As
it
I
out.
understand it, you can move to a close place and take an action in either order,
Yes.
right?
So you could move
But-
to a nearby crate.
But just so you know, so you guys know, in case you're aware, if you're behind cover and you fire, you're out of cover until you
Right.
can get behind cover again.
Right.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to fire at one of these guys and then run to cover.
That's how you do it.
So it's
So you roll your combat stat.
combat
You're using machine gun, and the range of that is long. So I'm going to guess you have advantage on that combat roll.
I'm not gonna refuse.
I'm going to argue with that. No.
Heavy machine gun. Critical is gunshot plus. Oh, and when it says damage 4d10 plus, is that I rolled it the 4d10 twice.
Correct. You have
I think
advantage, so
that-
you roll it
oh,
twice.
nice.
Every time you have advantage, you roll twice.
Okay.
Right. So it might be handy if you have two sets of dice, two sets of percentile dice. You
Right,
might
I do.
roll.
So let's go.
Go for it.
Let's- So my number is 64 total, and I rolled a 70 and a 62. So
So 62 hits, right? If you roll a critical, then it's double damage and
Right.
stuff like that, right?
So I gotta roll damage twice and take the better of the two numbers.
That is correct.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 20, 36. Should I roll the second time? I don't think I'm gonna do better than 36 on 40-10, but
Yep. That
That's
sounds
No,
tough.
not very, very difficult to do that. no.
11 and 12, 26. So 36 points. So I open up and wanna as I run to cover.
all right. So you see the one of the androids loses a leg, right? So the bullets just riddle it, and one of the legs becomes detached. But funny enough, it keeps it's stuck to the deck, right? Because it's and sort of it lurches
Yeah.
forward a little bit. Chad.
Chad is going to go run over behind Max,
Mm-hmm.
and dive behind cover, the thickest of cover, since
One
he
of
is
the-
just here to fix and break shit, not shoot
Right.
at shit.
All right. So you have the crates, right? Those are the
Mhm.
highest form of cover, right? So those will give you 20 points of cover.
Okay.
And the poor Barrett, I think, goes after the other guys. I'm going to
Okay.
say that one of the guys takes aim at Barrett.
Of course they do.
Of course they do, because we're playing with Ivan, and so
Yeah.
simply by tradition, Ivan is expected to die now. So we'll see. Okay, fortunately for Ivan, it rolled 1 point over the
Okay.
necessary target
thank
number.
goodness.
So yes, so it
Wow.
missed by this much. And so you can see the muzzle flash of
Yeah.
of the machine gun right as it sort of rises in your direction, but either the android didn't calibrate well or something is off with it, but you're not getting hit. And so
Maybe a ghost stepped in its way.
second one fires at almost, who again has 20 points of cover, right?
Mhm.
And this one hits for a total of 5 points of damage. So the cover
Eats it.
takes the damage, correct? And so the last android shoots also at the position where Almost and Chad are hiding, and it also hits and inflicts 15 points of damage. No, 6 points of damage. I'm sorry. That one doesn't hit either. Cover absorbs it. And so after a lucky initial exchange, it's Mulligan's turn.
Okay, haven't found it here in the other rules because I made the mistake of reading the old rules. Remember the old rules, if you didn't have military training, if you used something like a submachine gun, you just blew out through all
No.
ammo right away.
Military training just
That's
gives you a plus 10.
say again.
Military training just gives you a plus 10.
Okay, so it's different now.
Combat. Yeah, so it's,
Yeah,
it's
it
just
used to be that you just use all your ammo like right away because you
Right.
didn't know. Okay, so that's, yeah, so I'm blasting this thing with this submachine gun,
Right.
and then
That's
trying
it.
to jump on the recover. The thing gets shot at me because I can. It's terrifying, man. Like you
You
can see
know-
these flashes. There's no
Yeah.
you can't. There's no sound. Ah,
yeah. Go for it.
all right, and so am I adding anything to my roll besides just my combat roll? The gun doesn't add anything, does it?
No, it doesn't. It just
Okay.
roll under your skill.
Roll under my skill. Okay, good. So I got everything here. It's 38. Okay, roll under 38. Come on, buddy, you can do that. Yeah, shoot at me, right? Would
I
you?
got this.
Whoa, 23. Yeah.
Right.
23. You hit it. Go for it. What's the damage?
Damage on this sucker is 2d10.
2d10.
And that is 15.
15 points of damage. And so you see the bullets strike the android, but he keeps moving forward.
And I'm jumping behind a shipping container or crate, whatever.
Excellent.
Jumping and rolling.
So real quick,
Yeah.
Mr. Warden, this being a place that has crates and all that, might there be? Oh, go ahead.
They're shipping containers. So imagine like the trucks. You know,
So are there things
Right.
to move said shipping containers?
You don't see any available. It's
Oh.
just the tug is
No
the only
cranes
other
or
thing that
forklifts
you
or
see.
anything?
Uh,
A maglev?
I suppose there's going to be some device to move these. So yeah, let's say there's a the equivalent of a crane. It's more of a robotic arm than a crane, right? Because there's no gravity, so it has to move the thing with an arm, right?
Mhm.
But on the other hand, there's no gravity, right? So at least it can lift it. The problem is handling the momentum of the thing, right? Are you at this moment, almost, and Chad, are you like shoulder to the container? What's the situation here?
For me, I would think
Like,
I would
are you
be back
completely
up against-
behind or touching the thing or what?
for me, I'm completely behind.
Completely behind, but you're not in contact with the thing, with the container. You know what I'm saying? When you
Yeah,
lean
no.
against a wall,
No,
it's a
the
simple
me-
yes
the
or no
meta
question. It's
side
not
of
a
me
gotcha.
says no,
Yeah.
I'm not touching it. But I think character would be leaning up against the crate.
Okay, how about you, almost?
No, I'm down on one knee, so ready to pop out and fire again.
Okay, cool. But you're not in contact. Like
No,
you're
no.
not leaning against the cover.
No,
which is
I'm
like-
down on one knee, ready to.
Cool, cool.
It'll be short.
Okay. So almost doesn't feel anything, but Chad, you feel a vibration from the container, right? It's like something is pounding on the inside, right? It's an irregular beat, almost like somebody's playing a drum, right? It's the boom, 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 and you don't hear it because there's, in space, no one can hear you scream, but you can feel the vibration through the metal walls of the container. But I'm sorry, you were saying, and Mulligan, did you run for cover as well, or?
Yeah, he said he did.
Yes,
Okay, same container as these guys or a different container?
Barrett, Mulligan. Ivan.
Yeah.
Same container. Did you run toward the
oh.
same container as these guys or a different one?
Yeah.
Same container. Okay. So everybody is here.
Well, yeah, I did. Of course I
Okay.
did.
Okay.
I can see it.
Okay. And so if you lean against the thing, you can feel the thumping.
Whatever.
So it's your turn, guys. Who goes next?
So usually, I can say I step out to fire and then I run to another, I fire and I run to another place. But this is one of those happy accidents. I would have never chosen a machine gun, right? I'm an accurate rifle kind of guy, these things. but machine guns barrels can be maneuvered to fire around corners. So basically, I'm on one knee, right behind the container, and I just go like
Lean
this.
it out. Right.
Right. So
Go for it.
and you said that because of range, I have advantage. Is that what you said?
Yeah, because you're using the big one. You're using
Yeah.
the general purpose machine gun, right? I
Right.
didn't give it to the other guys, but I gave it to you for the big machine gun.
Yep. Okay. So that's a 74 and a double aught 6. So that hits.
All right. So do damage on it.
So the first one is 16 plus 18, 34.
34 points of damage. Okay,
I
so
don't know yet. Let me roll in case I get better. I don't think so.
oh,
No.
okay.
12 plus 2, 14. So no, 34 points of damage.
34 sounds good. Okay, so that destroys the first android that you shot. You know, its head just pops off from all the lead, and you're able to sort of track it and catch the one that Mulligan hit. Yeah. And so this one you just shoot it and it just stops, right? Its torso is almost shut off. It's almost severed from its legs, right? So it's kind of hanging to the side, but it doesn't seem to be moving. And you could still track and hit some of the final android, and you can see the bullets hitting it and hitting its arms and upper chest, but it's still moving.
More DACA.
Right. And so, Chad, what are you going to do?
So how close is the crane? Were we fortunate enough to dive behind the crate closest to it?
I think you can make it. You could have to roll your speed, right? There's a speed stat, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
There is a speed stat. I imagine my 0G training would help here.
That helps a lot if you disable the magnetic boots, right? Which is just a click. You can just shut them off and launch yourself.
Yep.
And so, in light of your 0G training, I'm going to give you advantage on that speed roll to see if you can get there before the android can shoot at you.
Okay. So stat speed 0G with advantage. I'm using the app, guys. This is fun. Oh,
Like, can you put it so we're all on the screen?
Oh, I'm sorry.
It must be really into the map. Okay, cool.
yeah, I failed.
Critically?
59 and 61.
Okay.
No
59
critical.
and 61. Okay.
Yeah, no critical.
So you don't actually go out the airlock.
Yeah.
Right. So you're still hanging in space, right? And so I think the android sees you, and so it's going to angle its gun and try to shoot you down. Here we go.
We're in 0G. There's no down.
Shoot them up.
You must look awesome though, just kind of floating through.
All right. So fortunately for you, you're not even aware that the android is shooting at you, right? So you take 1 point of stress because you're sort of misjudged it, right? Every time you fail, you get a point of stress.
And plus, he's afraid that he's gonna get shot. That would be stressful.
Right,
Yeah.
because
As
he
I'm
thought
going
he was already going to be there, and he's not even aware that he's being shot at, but he's still stressed out. And
So to anybody, if somebody was actually watching this, like say from the shuttle, it would look like he's floating through the air and looks like almost like camera flashes,
Yes.
except they're muzzled. muzzle fires.
Right.
Almost
And
like the Olympics, but not quite.
So Mulligan, you can see the android twist his torso, right, tracking Chad as he floats through the vacuum.
Right. And these androids are like about how tall?
This is human sized.
Also human size. Okay.
Yes.
Presuming that the crate is ferrous, I'm gonna try to just walk up the side with the mag boots to get on top of it to get a better
Yes.
Nice.
You can do that.
better vantage. if I can do that and still fire, then I will. If not,
Do it. That sounds plausible, right? It's just stand next to it, stick up your leg, pick up your other leg, and just keep going. There's no gravity. There's no right. So you're fine.
Yeah. So I'm
Like
just shooting
Batman.
down. Yeah, exactly. So I'm shooting at the android that has just shot at Chad. Trying to draw, hopefully kill it and not draw attention to myself. Oh, that's 25. That hits.
Nice.
Excellent.
Oh my god. Those are
Damage
magical
to it.
dice. Magical dice. That is 14.
14.
Good
All
shot.
right. So it's a good shot, right? So you can see it sort of stumble back. And let me just do something real quick here.
I didn't have a plan for when it knows that I'm here, but I just, I didn't think it far ahead.
You shot it. Lucky for you, it's almost next, but let me hang on. Sorry, I got to print out like a little
Lucky for me, almost is
like
next.
a little deck of. There we go. Oh, this is wrong table. Wrong table.
It's like a floating little pinata.
Oh, geez, I got to make a GM screen for this game.
Are we on the injuries table?
Yes.
Oh, that's some pretty cool.
All
tables.
right. So you see, you can
Wounds
see
table.
now droplets of the white liquid, right, which serves as android blood, right, like floating in globules behind it when you shot it, but it doesn't stop, right? It's still going. And fortunately for you, almost is next.
All right. So I'm gonna shoot him.
Shoot him.
Shoots them both. Is that the one on page 29 that you're looking for? The
50.
Yeah, it's
Okay, I got you. All right, cool.
I got him.
if you can check how bleeding works. I don't think we're gonna use it because Jose's probably gonna kill it now.
Jesus Christ.
1 damage every round. Okay, got it.
So that's a 31 or a 27. So 31.
31 hits. So what's the damdamage?
No,
31.
31
Oh.
is the damage.
Oh,
That's-
31 is the damage.
Yeah,
Well,
roll.
gee, well, this
Yeah,
is why we don't need to know the bleeding rules.
Yeah.
Because
That's Jose's playing, yeah.
Jose's playing. So
Because Jose rolled a machine gun on the loadout. I would have never picked one.
and so that's enough to disable the thing completely, right? And so now it's also, I think this one's torso does get severed off, right? So it's floating in this sea of
Are you okay up there?
android blood.
No. What I do is, as soon as I see it go down, right, I deactivate my mag boot so I can float and kind of just float up to get my eyes on these guys.
Mhm.
You two all right?
And Chad has by now reached the robotic arm control station, right? It's normally controlled remotely, but you can, of course, there are local controls, right? In case the remote operation is damaged somehow, there's manual overrides for the thing at the base of the arm.
I'll position it and wave at them. Doing good, dudes. I heard some knocking. Little rum tum tum in that crate we were in. Sounded like it might be I don't know, not digital. What y'all think? We leave
Yeah,
leave
now that
Pound and Fist lie?
now that Mulligan is standing on top of the crate, you can feel the thumping. It's a regular boom, 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 boom.
And does it as I'm kind of like, if I put my helmet down there to kind of try to listen, or has got as much vibration as there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just checking to see if it sounds like it's a really big object, if it's man size, it's hitting the wall, if it's just like quite a bit.
How thick is this thing? If one of us were to pound on it, would it be felt through it?
Regular shipping container, probably
That should
at
help.
least a little bit.
Well, it depends on what you would hit it with. I don't know. So, but
I don't know. We're not.
yeah,
we're not
I
gonna
mean,
re- Yeah, okay,
as you lean down, you do hear it's something fairly hard is striking it, and it just again it's an irregular rhythm. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Shaving a haircut.
I tell you,
Right.
Can't help it.
Listen.
And then it stops for a moment, and then it goes. So it answers. You hear the 2 bits is the correct answer,
2
right?
bits.
Yes,
It is.
Yeah. So you hear the 2 bits, boom, boom. Yeah.
Oh crap! Something intelligence in there. Do we let it out, or do we just let sleeping dogs lie? And we're not really going to get paid for this.
No, but there could be fodder.
They could be
And we
what?
look like heroes if they make it out alive. Provided they're not bad, somebody who wants to kill us anyway.
Crap. Well, I don't know, Max. How fast can you shoot someone if I open the door?
Pretty fast.
Here's what I'm thinking. I got
What do you
this
think?
cool little grainy thing over here. I could pick that up. We could turn it on its side, kind of shake it up a little bit. Let whatever's in there fall out, and then we figure out how friendly they are. While
There's no.
they're disoriented and
I'd
on
be
the
kind of
ground.
cranky if you did that to
There's-
me.
There's no gravity here. It's not going to fall anywhere.
Oh no, centrifugal force. You shove it down and lift up the can
And
fast
stop.
enough.
Yeah.
It's gonna go down.
This is not exactly a rescue mission if you're going to do it like that. Nobody's going to be really happy.
I mean, I'm gonna be happy because it'd be funny to see.
God, demented.
All right, gents, we open it or we don't.
God damn it.
The other thing too is, you guys could get cover and I could use the crane arm to open the door.
That
You could
sounds
do
like a
that.
plan.
All
And
right.
you guys are at an angle where you can, anything
What
that's
I
in
would do
there.
that is I would use the lack of gravity, combination of lack of gravity and 0G to get prone on top of another container from where I can look at where it's going to open. So I'm prone with the machine gun.
I dig it.
All right. And I guess I'll stay on top of this. And if I have to, I'll just fire straight down.
Okay, so let me get this straight. Barrett is on top of the container looking towards what we would call the front door
Yeah, the door.
of,
Yeah,
the,
yeah.
of the container, right? The container is still lying on its side normally,
Mhm.
and you're standing on the lip looking down
Right.
Mhm.
toward the door.
Don't you?
Almost is in an adjacent container,
Mhm.
and he is lying prone on the container,
Yeah.
Mhm.
aiming the gun
Yeah.
Right.
at the thing, right? And Chad is at the operating. It's got to be kind of like a normal crane, right? It's attached to the bulkhead, and it has a little booth thing, right, where the manual controls are, right? And so Chad is in there. What are you going to do with the arm again? Open the
I'm going to use it to open the door.
All right.
And by open it, I mean kind of tear off the front.
Okay. And so
Oh, there's not an atmosphere in there.
there's this is vacuum, right? So this is open to space. So
Right.
when you open
I'm talking
it,
about inside the canister. I'm hoping there's no atmosphere.
well, we're about to find out, I guess.
Yeah.
And so it takes a minute for almost to move into position to the adjacent container, right? Is it the one in front of the other one, or one's to the side?
To the side.
To the side. And so the idea is you climb up or you float up and then you lay prone. So
Yeah.
as soon as you lay prone and you angle the weapon, you feel the
In that one too.
In that one too.
Hey guys, there's somebody in this one too.
What? Well, I'm only opening one soda can at a time. Which, by the way, Barrett, just a heads up. I don't know if you've ever opened a beer can before, but if there is any kind of pressure inside that Bad Mama Jammer, you might have a fun ride going backwards. So make sure your mag boots are on, because as soon as we depressurize,
Just remember, this was a droid factory, so maybe that this is just how they ship them.
yeah, but what droid knows shaving a haircut?
We're about to find out.
Yes.
So you use the claw sort of like a can opener, right? So you angle it against the wall and sort of puncture the door, and then you just sort of grab it and yank it out. And so the thing comes off of its hinges. And for a moment, nothing happens. There's no decompression. There's no rush of air that you can see. Although air is difficult to see, right? How would you see that in vacuum? But there's no sense of a concussion or anything that Mulligan can feel, and he's on top of the thing. And for a second there, nothing happens. And then they start pouring out. And it's androids start coming out, just like the ones in security, but you don't see anything on their arms, but they are coming out, and they keep coming out, and there's more coming out. And there's dozens of androids coming out. So everybody gets to make a fear check.
So much for being.
I swear I have the module.
No advantage or disadvantage here, right?
No, just straight up.
Okay. All right.
If you fail, let me know.
I failed.
Oh, wow. Fail. Oh, yes, that's a fail. That's a 93 as a fail.
Oh dear.
Oh dear, they hold too high.
Well, it's not a critical failure.
I'll say what, did you
I got
succeed?
a 22. I made it.
Okay, so you made it. Okay, so Mulligan, who's on top of the thing, takes 5 stress, and Chad takes 2 stress out of this situation.
Oh dear.
And there's running. They start running.
Jesus.
Some of them are running towards the airlock, and some are just running around. And suddenly you hear Arcady's voice on the thing. What the hell are you doing? Aren't you going in station? I'm taking off. And so you can see, if you look in this, the ship is slowly lifting off and pushing out. And there are androids running right in all directions. Most toward the airlock, and half of them in the opposite direction towards the ship. Right? They haven't seen you yet. What do you do?
I'm staying down. I'm just staying down on top of the shipping container, like trying to get, like a starfish.
I slide a little bit back so that my gun is not and my head are not visible.
This sort of calls for a panic roll, I think,
right? Okay.
From everybody, and particularly Mulligan, because Mulligan is right there and they're pouring out, right? And you can see them, and there's more androids and more androids.
So panic roll is a D20, and it's the only time in this game, other than damage, that you want to roll high.
High, above your stress.
So my stress is 2.
Yeah, so I've got. So mechanically, a stress of 8 does what?
You got to roll 8 or more to not be.
I think you have like at least a 6, right? Because you got a couple of stress already.
I had a couple. Yeah,
we start with 2.
I got 1 for a failure earlier, and then this one I got
5.
+5.
So you need 9 or more. Yeah, to not panic.
I rolled a 4. But my stress was still at 2, so I'm good.
Oh,
awesome!
I rolled an 18, so which is good.
Yeah.
So,
okay, that's excellent.
Not panic.
I love what happens when I panic. When that happens, it's gonna be awesome.
No, it's not. Holy shit.
Whenever I panic, every nearby friendly player must make a fear save.
Oh,
Oh yeah. You go,
Oh, cool. So nobody
Chad.
panicked, right?
Nope.
Chad, we are not big fucking heroes. We're not heroes. We're not getting any reward money.
Excellent, excellent. And so they're
Carajo,
tearing
now we know what kind of androids no shave and a haircut.
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
of them. Yeah.
I fucking love science, guys.
Yeah.
Hey, listen. Evan Haar knows it. One of our teammates, the android, he knows it.
Well,
We all know it.
the good news is that they're trying to claw open. Half of them have just jumped out into space after the ship, right? And so, but Arcady is maneuvering, right? And once they launch themselves into space, they can't alter the trajectory, but Arcady can, right? And so he's pulling out. And the other piece of good news is that the elevator that you're looking for is actually a bulkhead door in this room, and it's not through the airlock.
Okay, yeah.
And so that's an important piece of data that you might consider, because these guys seem busy. Now that a few moments have passed and you have remained quiet and unpanicked, even though you're stressed out, you can see
try
that
to make it, yeah.
right. So they're clustered. They're busy trying to open that airlock. They're clawing through it. You can see there's the milk, the milk blood is sort of staining the walls of the airlock because they're tearing the flesh covering that the androids have, right? They're tearing their fingers apart trying to claw the thing open. It doesn't seem to be working.
Let's get out of here, guys. Time to go. Time to go on that elevator. You're so hot to get on. Time to go.
Let's go.
Okay, so if you go toward the
50, the
bulkhead,
to
right?
GG.
So let me double check something here. It's G. All right. And so this is another enormous area with blast shield doors. And when you push the thing to call the elevator,
Out of order.
No big bright flashing light, infrared lights that the damn androids can pick up.
so once you hit that, yellow lights start flashing, right? And you can see that there's, well, that's really all you see, right? And you can look through viewports in the bulkhead doors, right? And there's nothing out there. Let's see.
And we're still in a vacuum, right?
Yes,
Okay.
still in the vacuum because the doors are going to open when the lift arrives.
Okay. Well, guys, I'm guessing that we need to
So-
prepare for a blast.
So I
I'm guessing.
think everybody owes me like a fear check again until the lift gets here, because you got three rounds. That's I don't know. It's not too long.
One fear check.
Fear check, yeah.
One fear check coming up.
No, failure. Plus one more stress.
14.
Okay, here we go. Woohoo! Success. 10.
Fail.
Okay, so you managed. Did you make it, Ivan? No. So 1 point of stress. But you managed to hold it together until the blast doors finally open, and there is an enormous platform. It's humongous. You can fit a couple of fighter planes in here easily. A bunch of those crates could also fit in here. The thing is so big.
Are there any crates on it?
No, the lift
Okay,
is
good.
empty right now.
Whatever.
And so-
Don't care. Close the door.
So you hit it, and finally the doors close, and you're lifting to the next area.
And through our comms, we can hear the instrumental girl from Ipanema.
exactly. It patches into your
So it should be getting us to floor 50. It should take us directly to 50A.
58.
50A.
Ooh, that was exciting.
Yeah.
I can tell working with you guys ain't gonna be boring.
Never is, my dude.
And I'm gonna try to get Ray's Arcadia on the comms and say, you copy our location now. You can see through my cam. We're out of that area.
Oh, hang on. I
Hang on,
Watch
he
your
has to
judgment.
find the voice
I
again.
made a little mistake. The lift is equipped with cargo nets and there are some crates, and what you see is 3 pallets of androids, right?
Alex.
Okay, so they're all, yes, like cargo, right? That's how you
Love it.
but these androids, they're not moving,
Good.
right? And so yeah, you're surrounded by a bunch of androids.
Okay, that's great, but I'm still just gonna. They're probably not activated yet, so I'm still trying to raise our pilot. Just let you know, we're back in business here.
Yeah.
Just if you got to beat in their signal, that's good. Why the hell do you think this thing is making so many androids still?
The fact
You know,
that-
yeah, but it's
that's what it's for.
yeah, but I mean, it's
Computers only do
completely
what they're told.
yeah. I'm like trying to kill everybody. Well, this
Yep.
thing is way beyond doing what it's told.
Oh no, it's being told by something.
Well, it's
That's how-
Is it
that's
the
how-
ghosts? You think it's the ghosts?
well, I'd assume it's close because it's defective, right?
Not ghosts in the machine. That's not what he was talking about. Jesus Christ, what's wrong with you guys? So I'm looking back to looking at those like floor numbers, or you know.
Hey, Barrett, relax, man. Chill.
Yeah.
Be cool.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Be cool,
wait a
man.
minute.
Y'all
Wait a
be
minute.
cool. Yeah.
Wait a minute. I'm gonna pop one of these pain pills because I believe they relieve stress.
They do.
Yes. There's also, I think, if you rest for a little bit, right, you can recover. You
I'm not
make
resting here. I'm not resting
worst-
here.
your worst saving throw, and depending on what
Yeah.
you get, if you succeed, you look at the units of the die roll, and that's how many stress you recover. And if you fail, you get a little bit more stressed out.
Yeah, but we can wait till we're in a human-sized room and that we can
Okay.
run before
Okay.
we do that.
So
Hold on now. Hold on.
Plus, he wants to pop a pill, man. Let him.
I'm popping a pill.
So also, like, and I don't know if it's like
So
they do have
pain
addiction
pills-
rules.
The pain pills restore
know
1
that.
to 10 health and lower stress by 1. But if you use them too often, there's a risk of addiction and all.
Oh, low stress
Yeah.
by just one? I thought it took more than that.
No, 1 to 10 health and lower stress by 1.
and there's a number of pills.
Trust
After
him,
a
he's a
certain number,
doctor.
you got to start
It's 5. I
doing
got 5.
body rolls or something, right?
Something like that. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So
And then I won't. I thought I'd get really more stress than that. Never
Yeah,
mind.
eventually, after about 5 minutes, the elevator reaches. This is the size of this station, right? It takes the
Yeah.
elevator 5 minutes to reach the top. And so finally it settles with vibration, right? Because there's still no gravity here.
Now, just to remind you, fellas, we're heading for our first target. Is at a room that was labeled in the map, and I look at my HUD because I'm sure I can predict that on my heads-up device. It's
Mhm.
called Android storage. So, be cool.
Be cool.
Thanks.
So when the lift
Thanks,
goes
Max.
up, you immediately identify 2 exits, 2 exit doors, right? 2 sets of blast doors. And
Mhm.
it's fairly obvious that you manage to orient yourself so that one well, would you manage to orient yourself? That's an interesting question. So I don't think you do. Maybe there's two doors, right? One in one wall and one in the other wall. Although, you know what, this isn't really a trick question. It's got to be labeled. You can see that
Right.
one of the doors is clearly labeled storage, right? And
Or at least you have to, at the other one, assembly, right? The assembly and disassembly. 'Cause the other door. goes to
correct.
disassembly.
Correct. Goes to the disassembly, right? So it's one says assembly, and the other says storage.
Or maybe because we're in storage, it doesn't say anything, but at least we know.
But it's no, but it, you know,
Yeah.
why would they hide this, right? People need to
Yeah.
know where
Yeah, but,
everything is, right?
what I'm saying is that because we're already inside a storage, maybe it doesn't say storage,
Okay.
but
I
the
see
other
what
one
you mean.
says assembly, disassembly, right? So it's easy.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. So, anyway, I take it you are bound toward areas 50B and 50C, right?
Right.
That's correct.
So
Okay.
it takes an average of 30 minutes to cross these white rooms. I just realized they are
Yes, they are
huge.
Yeah, they're
enormous,
massive.
right? Because that's what the shoes and everything. So it takes, and the scale is ridiculous, right? It's everything is enormous. And so as you're moving over there,
What about here? Air, gravity is still all off.
there's no gravity here,
Okay.
and no atmosphere either, because you haven't hit an airlock.
Okay.
And so as you can see on the schematic, right, there's an airlock if you go to this assembly.
Yep.
But no
Okay.
airlock going here. And so
Oh, okay. So all right. Okay, I just realized that. So no reason to expect it until we cross over to assembly and assembly. All right.
correct. So and you also bring an interesting point, right? There's been no air or anything as you traversed 2 rooms. So you've been about an hour. You're already about an hour and 5 minutes in.
They're like 12 hours and less.
Right.
Right. So you want a
Okay.
5 and you got 12 hours of oxygen. So let's
Oh.
that's good to know. Let me make a note here. 1 hour, 5 minutes, O2. So your O2 readings are, the needle is all the way up to full. Or I guess it's a little clock, right? And now it's at the at the 1 o'clock, right? So well, you go through this tunnel, right? And it's pretty big. It fits, like you can see the pallets of androids just fit through this corridor. So it's a pretty big corridor, and you head north until you hit that bend, and there is a door there to a side area, which is room 50B, which you presume to be it says storage B or storage 50B, right?
Mhm.
And you could also move to area 50C. I don't think you have to open one door to get there.
Oh, well, money's in the next big room, so let's ignore this one.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm getting sick of opening things that don't
Quick
work out so
pause.
well.
Quick pause. I'll be right
Quick pause.
Go for it.
All right. I'm gonna grab a drink myself. I just imagine like going through these big rooms and all you can hear is yourself breathing in that closed
Right.
suit. This is not cool, guys. This is not cool. Better be a big payout.
Still, man.
Shut up.
So
You chill.
on the door to 50B, there is a circle with the letter D, capital D, painted in this green fluorescent paint, right? It's a small thing marked into the door.
Doesn't look original, or does it?
Doesn't look everything else is stenciled, right? Where it
Right,
says storage,
Right.
storage area 50B, it's, stenciled in pristine, right?
This is like spray painted or something.
Yeah, but it's not spray. So somebody must have painted it because there's no atmosphere, right? So somebody must have used a brush or finger or a pen or something like that to mark it. So I hope it's going okay because, man, it's it's a lot to keep track of, but I'm having fun. I hope you guys are, Tim.
So I think that, the mechanics itself are pretty simple, right?
Yes, yes.
So,
And again, it's also, there's security androids that popped up. So I guess they could have talked to you or something, but it's vacuum. It's an entry point. It's a bunch of Android crates. I figured, if there's security here, they're going to keep you out. And it was a completely random roll. So that's what I went for that. Going forward, not every single encounter needs to be, you are the host now.
you are them, so you're the game warden.
But are we still live?
Yes, we are still live.
Oh, that's weird.
And it happened just as Ivan sat down.
Right. So he booted himself out of the thing.
Young people these days.
Let's see if he comes back up. Ivan booted himself out of the game.
Yeah, Ivan stood for a break, and when he sat down, he left. He said, I guess he panicked more than his character.
Right?
Yeah, well, but I wonder if we're still live. It does say live, so
We're still showing.
I will say that between the setup and your descriptions, the place is creepy as hell, which is what it's supposed
Yes.
to.
okay. That's
you
I'm trying to go for that. So
Yeah.
all you missed is, Jim, I said there's a marking on the door labeled 50B.
Mm-hmm.
That's like a little circle of like a little day glow paint, right? Thing. It's a circle with the letter D in it, capital D.
Huh.
On that door.
Hopefully it doesn't mean defective.
Or
I mean,
death.
Danger, probably. Or some other team marked it to pick something up there.
Hey,
There we go. Yes.
welcome back.
I don't know what I did, man. Boom, I was gone. I'm like, holy crap. So there
Booted yourself out. Yeah.
Yeah, jeez. I don't know. I think the D stands for dumb if you open the door. But maybe if we find what we're looking for, we feel like we want to go check it out on the way back. That's great. But
Cool.
It's probably where they keep the chem light batteries.
Or the flight line.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I have no problem with not opening it. I was a Marine, which means I'm mission oriented, and when I'm not on the right track, I'm not on mission, I'm lazy. So if you guys want to head up for 50C, I'm all for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we broke the
where the
seal.
money is.
I'm definitely 100% on board, my dudes. Let's get what we need and get them out.
Excellent.
That's a good idea.
Excellent. So the next stop is
Android storage.
it's Android storage. So when you open the door, it's another immense room beyond what you can easily conceive. And when you open it, it's completely dark, but you have your lamps, right? And so again, no atmosphere, no gravity. And as soon as you open up, right, your lamps are hitting a bunch of androids, and they're standing there in front of you. And because you're not, not all of them are exactly perpendicular to you, you can see that there are rows upon rows of androids just standing there naked, and they go far back as the light can show. And then you notice that there are legs right next to the head of the androids, in front, and there's a second row of androids floating on top of the first row, and they go back as far as the lamp goes. And as you angle up and up and up, there's androids and androids stacked in all 3 dimensions, as far as the light goes, and it goes for floors up, right? And so,
Guys, I don't know if we need this 1 mil.
One little microfilm canister.
Yeah, we're looking for a microfilm canister for 1 mega credit.
It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
There's more
Hey.
money
Yeah.
that might be a little bit more easier to spot. I don't know. I'm just getting the heebie-jeebies, guys.
You
All
fellas,
right.
fellas have a way to locate it?
Well,
I don't know, do you?
let's see. What can I hack? Are there any terminals or anything around here that I can hack into? Kind of like maybe.
There's got to be a terminal here
Yeah.
to keep inventory of these things.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm looking for any sort of terminal I can bust into and see if I can
Okay.
pop up any kind of record of
Okay.
this epoch 0002 container, or
Right.
maybe like a microfilm storage directory, all that sort of stuff. I'm trying to get into that,
Okay. So so there is a terminal right in there.
Right.
Give me a hacking check.
All right. So that should be my intellect plus my hacking is the expert skill. So that should be 57. All right. Good.
I like those odds.
That is a critical failure. It's an 88.
88.
Yes.
Critical
Okay.
failure.
Okay. So I type in here. Looking.
So I think you panic. You do a panic roll because when you critical fail.
Okay.
Let's start with that. And
What
then
do I
figure-
take stress first,
and
and
then
then
work out from there.
do I take?
I
Yeah.
don't think so. And
Okay.
here's my rationale, and maybe I'm wrong, but it sounds like when you get a regular failure, you get stress,
Mhm.
and then when you
You don't get stressed. You just must
crit
make a
fail,
you
you
just
just
panic.
I think it's because otherwise it would always imply an escalation, right? And
Okay.
it seems
So
like
I-
a double, yeah.
So I rolled 12, so I did not panic.
Oh, good.
But why? What possibly is happening? As I'm like,
What could possibly go wrong? Give me 1 second just to double check
You
something.
turn these motherfuckers
because
on.
I am a noob, and so I need to
L2P. You need to L2P.
Hey,
L2P noob.
who's this Ivan guy?
shush, man. Oh, geez, yeah, no, yes, I knocked myself out. Oh, see, then, yeah, we're not going to blame it on him.
Flipping. 1 second, sorry about that. But
Oh, it's okay, man.
Yeah, no. Take your time killing us. That's okay. Killing you softly with his dice.
Okay, so you're running multiple possible passwords, and you doing the usual hacker stuff, maybe doing
Oh, yeah.
some queries of the thing, or going through sub menus and trying to trick it somehow into giving you additional options, and suddenly the whole thing goes dark. It's just like, imagine when you turn the TV off in the old days, right? Everything just goes,
And I say,
and then you hear, who exactly are you, and what do you want? And it's a soft voice
Through the
that seems to come out through your comms. Yes, because there's vacuum, right?
My name is Mulligan, and just here doing a regular systems analysis check for inventory.
This is
Purposes.
all three of you are hearing this.
Yeah, that's pretty
Okay,
much.
but you're answering. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
answering because it's on the comms, right? So when you
Right,
answer, everybody hears it, right? And so this, all personnel was evacuated from this area. You are not Cloud Bank's personnel. What do you want?
To leave safely. and this is what I was like, oh crap.
Leave safely. Yes, a good idea. The door opens to this room.
And I just kind of start backing out very carefully, hoping that my compatriots get the idea.
Yeah. Think I mentioned something about this not being worth it. Yeah. Yeah.
Did Jose say something? Oh, okay. That's
Okay.
no. I sort of saw your
Mhm.
lips move. I
No,
was
no.
wondering if you muted
No,
yourself.
I'm kind of looking around with my machine gun at the ready.
I'm just looking back at him like,
Nope.
You know anything about a microfilm number epoch 0002?
What are you doing, you jarhead?
Epoch
wanna
0002. Do you have this microfilm in your possession?
Oh, we were sent here to get it. Understand that it's here.
Here.
Just want to leave anyway. Right?
What did you say your name was?
I'm airlocking him, Barrett. I'm airlocking him.
There's Max.
Not no more. It's not.
Very well, Max. I will assist you in recovering this microfilm from this location. In exchange,
No.
I have a service I wish to request from you.
What you need?
get the hell out. I'm trying not to breathe. during this negotiation with an AI.
Sorry for the delay.
No problem.
It's okay. Just
No, it's building
it
suspense.
ramps up
It's
the
good.
terror.
Yeah.
It only works in our benefit, right? Yeah, that's great.
I was thinking to myself, we can't even talk on the comms because she's listening in.
Sorry. There's tables and they're spread all over the book.
That's fine.
and the two most important tables are on page 21 and 64. And it's like, could you put them like in 21 and 22? Maybe?
It's one of the things, hey, it's 1 million credits, right? So if she said that microfilm was not for you, well, okay. Sorry then, my bad.
I'm wondering if my stress went up.
You voluntarily want to take extra stress?
Almost there, almost there.
It definitely went up here. I'm like,
All I keep hearing in my head is, "I'm sorry, Dave."
I
Yeah.
knew that you were
Yeah,
thinking
see,
about
that's
how.
yeah.
Okay.
No, don't be sorry.
Okay.
The monitor switches on again. The thing that just shut down when Ivan was working on it. And share screen. There is an item I wish you to retrieve. It is located on the 4th floor. Jeez, this is too big. You gotta take it down because I can't find the 4th floor.
There it is.
4336.
Fourth floor, I think it's
All the
just
way to the
below,
left.
right? Where
All the way to the left.
yeah, disassembly and then down to no.
HEL.
3.5. Floor 644 in hell.
Oh, hell,
Of course.
yeah.
What else
Yeah.
would it be? Where else would it
Afraid
be?
of
Human
that.
emulation lab. Human
It's
emulation lab.
on
Hell.
room 55D.
55D.
Human emulation labs. Let's just mark it so we don't forget. There is an item on area 55D, the human emulation labs. This item must be delivered to a specific location and a specific person.
All right.
In exchange for your cooperation, I can provide monetary value to you. But
And the microchip?
Microfilm
you,
canister.
when you find the microfilm, I wish you to you may keep the mic. No, I'm sorry.
No wonder this AI is glitching.
But I'm assuming that what she's sending us to get is not the same thing we want, right? Because if she had it,
No, she says it's a different item
different.
in room 55D, and then she wishes you to retrieve it and deliver it to somebody else.
Okay.
Okay.
What
In
is it
exchange, she offers money for it. The microfilm, I am afraid, cannot leave the area. You will input the microfilm into this terminal, so I may inspect it. If possible, I may allow you to keep the microfilm once I have inspected it. But I cannot guarantee that you will have access to it.
And if we can have it, then how much would you pay us for this job?
If you find the item
Mhm.
and you deliver it to the person I wish it to have it, you will be awarded 20 mega credits.
20 megacredits.
20 mega credits.
Grand. All right. So what is it, and who do we have to give it to?
Yeah.
The device looks like a backpack. It is a computer connected to a emitter dish, assembled into a backpack for transport. You will retrieve this item and deliver it to a man called Angus at the Prospero's Dream vessel.
What was that?
It's
Angus at the Prospero's Dream.
correct.
Prosperous Dream. Okay.
Yes, it is off system. I will provide coordinates once Angus verifies delivery of the object. I will instruct Angus to deliver the monetary amount to you.
Sounds like fair compensation for a job. Do you have any, can you give us any intel on what we can expect to find in places charming named as hell?
Hang on.
Oh, we gotta go back through the androids. Unless we can get our bus driver to pick us up.
Yeah, maybe he can pick us up at the androids, because that's probably our best airlock. And then we can take it to the fourth floor airlock. If we don't want to cross through all of engineering. So does she have any other intel for us? Where we plan our strike?
Hang on, just you asked for more intel, so I'm trying to do a quick inspection of what's in store.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah.
Maybe she says, screw
Also,
you.
does everybody appreciate that the AI wants to go to hell and deliver a computer and an emitter
From hell
from hell
to
to a guy named Angus, which would be a type of meat.
Also Scottish.
this. The important thing to know is the approach route. You may go in through the first floor, maintenance and habitation, or through the sixth floor, engineering and support. The closest route is via maintenance and habitation. I do not have precise audio and video data of every location within the station. There are drones dispatched to reestablish control of all areas. Some elements of security may be rogue. Some external elements, such as troubleshooters, may lie within the station. When you enter the human emulation labs, do not disturb anything in there. Just procure the item. Note that the area marked 55C has access to space but is completely isolated from the station.
Okay.
It is not a viable entry point.
Oh, that's important.
Area 55C is a secure experimentation room and therefore isolated from the interior of the station. That is all the data that you require. Do not disturb anything. Just procure the item and deliver it.
Oh, just one more question. What do we call you?
My name is Monarch.
Figured.
Yep, it is. It's Monarch.
But it sounds like a fair fee for our services. Definitely look into it. So if we're gonna logistically, if we're gonna go over there, take that item, and then so we'd have to we should come back here to take a look at the microfilm, or will you be looking at it to let us know if it can be shared before we go, or while we're working?
If you agree to my terms, I will assist you in recovering the microfilm presently.
Gents?
Yep, I'm good. I'm good. Let's do it. Let's
And
do it.
assisting us in getting to the emulation lab as best you can.
As system access permits.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Excellent. Then we're agreed.
Don't push pay your ucklay.
So a few minutes later, the screen flickers, right, for a few moments. And you see crisscrossing laser beams, right, sort of descend up and down through the Android stacks, right, and sort of they move in different directions and scanning
Is it cold in here, guys?
until
Cold. It feels cold to me.
the voice indicates number 332 on row AA29 has something in its hand. And so the lasers sort of focus, and you can see one figure somewhere in the middle of the stack.
You wanna go get it, Mulligan? Just kidding, I'll go.
So are you using 0G? How are you, because it's up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
So
good.
you push yourself up until you get to the area. And sure enough, this Android, it doesn't seem pristine. It kind of seems used, right? So there's some dents, I guess, in its face.
So it knows Will Smith.
This Android is partially damaged. You can see defects in the bone structure, right? Bone structure. The impression that gives is trauma. It either fell from someplace or got battered, or somebody beat it up, something like that. That's the impression that you get, right? It's scuffed. But it's intact, right? And then in its right hand clutched, you could find the microfilm canister.
Right.
So are you giving it to Monarch to inspect?
Yeah, you got a
All
better
right. So you go down there, you put the microfilm into a slot, which allows the computer to read it. And, you sort of hear the whirring. Well, you don't hear anything because it's vacuum, right? So it just goes in. And 30 seconds later, it pops out. And it says, no compromised data. is found within this manuscript, within this document.
Mhm.
However, I am certain there might be interests in the outside who would value a artificial intelligence generated epic poem. I'm sure you may have it if you wish. It is amusing.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you. All right. Laura?
And
Excellent.
then the thing shuts off.
I guess we better get back to work.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
This
Yes.
was the right time and the right place to pause it.
Stop. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna look at look at him and it's like, listen, the devil you know is better than the devil you don't know. I say we take the elevator back and go back that way. We can get to that area a lot faster than going back out the ship.
Agree.
Mhm.
God.
So I hope that was fun. It's a new system. It's it's a lot of info to juggle, but and of course you're improvising a lot. So
Mhm.
I think it's a great setup. It was appropriately creepy because you did a good narration. We were all in on it too. So
Yep.
creepiness factor,
yeah,
and no, it was good. I don't know you guys. It was a blast.
Yeah. No.
Yeah,
I'm enjoying it.
it was cool. I'm just freaked the hell out.
Mhm.
well, that's it's a horror
such your
sci-fi thing,
character.
right? So
Because like Max is completely passive aggressive, telling him chill.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, in the meantime, like I know from now on, anytime we talk, this monarch is probably listening
Yep,
to us.
monarch
Like
can hear
there's
us.
no way to communicate with each other.
Yeah. It's
You know,
Yeah, we're slaves now. We're slaves. now.
even like the HUD and the camera, it's all compromised. Everything's compromised.
That was the coolest fumble ever.
Yeah, yeah,
That's the coolest fumble ever.
well, you drew the attention, right? It's
yeah, exactly.
it's busy, right? So there's
Yeah.
probably chatter on comms all the time. So it's not a guarantee that you're drawing its attention, but you might.
It's an AI can be paying attention all the time.
Yeah, it's just
That's
the worst
true.
case. Worst
That's
case
true.
scenario. It's like, yeah, hi, we're here, hi. It's like me knocking on the door rather than like
Yeah. Monarch.
and then yeah, exactly. And then pretty much Barry having no real skill, like, well, what do I do if I have to talk to this thing? So I'm supposed to hack my way around it, not actually communicate with this thing and negotiate with it.
I love the reactions from the guys when Max started just telling me, "Hey, this is what we
Just
want."
blabbing
Oh,
our entire mission.
Everybody's like,
You're a talker. Yeah. Also, all I'm thinking is like, all she has to do is turn these things on.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's
And she doesn't even need to turn
100,000
them all on.
androids.
Doesn't even need to turn them all on. It could just be a few. 5. Do us in good.
Yeah, so that's a good place to stop. Let me stop the YouTube live stream. Holy macros.